Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to connect Git to GitHub and push your stuff to GitHub. And this video will be a little bit confusing, so make sure you go over it like once or twice. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is go to GitHub and make sure you have an account here. And then you just want to create a repository if you don't already have one. So click on repositories up here. Then click on new, and here you need to name your repository. So I'm just going to name this test for login. It doesn't really matter what we name this because I'm going to delete it later on, and don't fill out the rest here. Make sure this is set to public, and yeah, that's really all you need. You can add a readme here as well, and you just want to hit create here. So once this is created and it has that readme inside of it, you want to search for Git, just Git. And once you head there, you just want to hit downloads and download the Windows version, or if you're on Mac, download the Mac version and install that. And once it's installed, I already have it on my system, so I'm going to use a virtual machine here where I set it up. But firstly, let's head back to Git here, or GitHub, and I want to go back to my profile now. And from here, you want to click this icon at the top right, and you want to click on settings here. And inside of here, you want to scroll down to the bottom and click on developer settings. And here you want to click on personal access tokens, and you want to click on the classic one down here. So in here you want to click on generate new token and generate new token classic. Now I'm not going to click on this because it's going to show you a password that you can use to access my account, but you click on this, and then once it gives you that password, copy it and keep it somewhere safe. So we're not going to use it right now, we're going to use it in a few minutes. So like save it into a notepad text file or something, and make sure you have that safe. Now you're going to head to your terminal, which I told you I'm going to use this virtual machine here. But for you, you can just use your actual terminal here on Windows. For me, I'm going to use this virtual machine here. And so you want to open up the terminal. Again, for you, you're not going to have this. So on your Windows machine, just like right click on the Windows button here and click on terminal. This is the same thing. And make sure that Git, if you type the word Git here, it actually gives you something and doesn't give an error. If it gives you an error, it means you didn't install Git here properly. So once you have that, what you want to do is you want to type git and then config and then 2 dashes and global, and then you want to type user.name and then a space, and you want to add quotes here, and in between those quotes you want to add your GitHub username. So on GitHub here, if I go to my profile again, this is my username. It's not the one with the dash in between it, it's the one with the space. So you can just copy this and you paste it inside of your terminal here. So I'm just going to type this out quickly, and now you just want to hit enter here. And that should not give any output at all, so that just means it's done. And then again you want to type git config and then 2 dashes and global, and then this time you want to type user-email, user.email. And now you want to add your quotes again, and you want to put your email address between these quotes. So whatever email address you used to sign up for GitHub, you want to put that here. So I'm just going to add mine in quickly and hit enter. I'm just going to check it quickly on my Windows machine here. Okay, so this is my email address here. I'm going to copy that and I'm just going to type it in here quickly. And again, once you type that in, you want to just hit enter and it won't give you any output here. And next you want to actually open up a browser and you want to find that GitHub repository that you created. So I'm just going to head to the URL here. I'm going to have to actually search for it, but for you, since you're in your host machine, you can just copy the URL from here. So I'm just going to quickly search for it here. Let's see, this one. And I'm going to go to repositories here. And then this new repository that we just created, so test for login. Again, since you're on your host machine, you just head there normally. I'm doing this inside of a virtual machine because I don't want to mess up the Git that I already have installed. So in here, I just want to click on code here and I want to click this copy button. So I have that copied now and I can just close this. And now I want to close everything here. And I want to head into a test folder somewhere where I can just play around with. So you can just create a folder on your desktop or something and call it test. And inside of there, you want to right click and select open terminal here. On Windows, you just right click and you select, let me open a folder here. You just want to right click and select open in terminal here. And this will do the same thing. So once I do that, it's going to open up this terminal and I want to type git clone and then I want to paste in that URL that I just copied. So paste clipboard and I just want to hit enter here. So this will actually clone that repo into our folder. So if I open this folder here, you'll see it has the README inside of it. And now the first thing I want to do is I want to type git push. And okay, so this will give me an error. I'm actually in the test folder right now. I need to be inside of this test for logins folder. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to head inside of the folder. And then in here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to select open terminal here. And here I'm going to say git push. And if I hit enter here, it's going to prompt me for my username. So I'm going to type that in again. And now it's asking for a password. Now this password is not the password for your GitHub. It's actually that personal access token we created earlier. So if you remember, we headed to this icon up here, we headed to settings. And then at the bottom here, developer settings. And personal access token and the classic one. So when you generated this, wherever you stored it, you want to now copy that personal access token and you want to paste that into here. And once you paste that in here and hit enter, it will automatically sign you in. So now you're signed in, you can use Git from your terminal. And I'm not going to do that here again because I don't want to show my personal access token on the video. So I'm just going to cut to after I do this and then continue the video from there. Okay, so now I'm back and I'm working on my Windows machine here where I'm already logged into. And I'm going to open this test for login thing that we cloned. Remember to clone it, we use the command git clone. And we're already like logged in and stuff now. So inside of here, I can do something like create a new text file, for example. I'm just going to click on new here and then text document. And you can name this whatever you want. And inside of here, I'll just put some text. And I'll save it and I'll close. And now I want to right click here and open in terminal. And I want to do git add and a dot. And what this will do is it will add all the new files into the Git repo. Now, when it adds it into the Git repo, it's not adding it into GitHub, the website. What it's doing is it's adding it to this .git folder here. So the repo is on my local machine inside this .git folder here. And to actually push that up to the repo, we need to do a few more steps. So we need to do git commit and then -m, and you want to add in your quotes here and just add a message like added a text file or something. And you want to add in your other quote to end that, and then you hit enter here. Again, I know like all of these steps are a bit confusing, but you'll get the hang of it. Just go over this video a few times. So after we did git add and git commit, now we can do git push. So git push. And now if I head back to my browser here, and if I refresh, you can see that now that text file is on GitHub. And if I open it, you can see that the text I added is inside of here. So I'm going to just head back here for a minute. And now inside of my folder, I'm going to close all of these terminals here. I'm going to delete that test for login thing from here. So now it's no longer on my machine. I don't have that text file here anymore. And if I just right click here and open in terminal, I can now go to GitHub and copy this thing again. And I can just say here, git clone, and if I paste that in, it will just automatically create that folder again, and all of my files will still be here. So for example, if I lose access to my computer or I have to reset it or something, I can just git clone whatever I was working on and it will just be back here automatically. So that's how you use Git and GitHub. If you want to create your own repo from scratch, all you have to do is run the command git init inside of a new folder. So let me just show you how that would work. I'm going to create a new folder inside of my test folder here. And I'll just name this something else. And I'll go inside of it and right click, open in terminal. And here I'll just say git init. And if I hit enter here, you can see in the folder there's now a .git file here. And if I wanted to add that up to GitHub here, all I'd have to do is head to my repositories again. So I'm going to head to my profile, repositories, and here I'm going to create a new repository again, and I'll call this the same thing, something else, and I'll leave this as public here. And this time I won't add a readme or anything. I'll just click create repository. And now you'll see that there's some commands down here. So we're just focusing on these three commands at the bottom here. What I want to do is copy this first command where it says git remote add origin, and it gives you a URL here. So I want to copy that first command. And I want to go into the terminal and paste it and press enter, and this will paste it in. Okay, so now we actually want to create something to push up to the repository. So in the folder here, I'm just going to say new text file, and you can name this whatever you want again and put some text inside of it, save it and close it. And then back in our terminal here, we want to type git add and a dot, and then git commit, and we want to type -m, and here we want to add a message, so we'll use the quotes here and we'll type something in. And this time you want to do git push -u and then origin and master. So I'm going to explain what this origin and master is in a second, so I just want to hit enter and make sure that it actually pushes something up. And okay, it did. So no errors. If we had an error, it would display in red here. So if I head back to my browser here where it's showing GitHub, before I refresh here to show you the files were added, this first line of code which we copied and pasted, we can see it says git remote add origin. So that's where this word origin is coming from. and the origin is basically the URL of the branch. So that's this repo's URL. So when we do git push -u origin, we're saying we want to push something to origin. And what we're pushing is master, which is the stuff we have on our computer here. And if you want to like check out the branches or whatever, you can do git branch. Oh, sorry, I spelled that wrong. Git branch, and it will show you here that the branch we're on is called master. So that's what we're pushing up to the website. Now, if we made some changes from a different computer and we want to pull them in here, you just do git fetch. And this will fetch any changes from the website and pull it into our folder here. So I hope this makes sense to everyone. Go over the video a few times to make sure you understand everything. And yeah, I'm just going to close everything now, and I'm going to refresh the browser to show you that the files were actually added here. So this is the text file we added, and it has some text inside of it. And then yeah, you can just go to your repositories and see the ones you've created here. Later on, when you're on a different machine, just click on the one that you want and copy the code from here. You just copy this URL, and then in your terminal you say git clone and you paste that URL, and it will download your repository. Again, I know this tutorial is really confusing, also because I didn't want to mess up my Git installation. I had to do that in a VM. So yeah, I hope you guys understood it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.